Hello and welcome aboard.
Welcome, my friend.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Park-Time Adventures. My name is Jesse.
I'm Judy.
So we are here today in our Park-Time Adventure studio. We are not at Disneyland now. Feels like we haven't been at Disneyland in a while.
No, it's been a little bit.
It's been a little bit. We're going to go, not this week, but the next weekend. We got some trips planned this month and next month. But we want to talk to you today about just some news that's been going on around Disneyland and just kind of give our thoughts and opinions on it. So before we get into that, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thank you for checking us out today. We hope you guys like this video and that you like the rest of our videos, and then you guys will subscribe. So, all right, let's go ahead. The first topic is, of course, Splash Mountain was just announced, or it was announced like 2 years ago, actually, that it's going to be rethemed with Princess and the Frog. But now they kind of like committed to it. Like
they gave us an official year.
Yeah, they gave us an official year. Like they announced it 2 years ago, and all they gave us was some concept art. They haven't really talked about it since then.
No, they haven't.
No, so this is the first kind of news from Disney since then. It's going to be coming in 2024. I think it just says late.
Yeah, it does just say late 2024.
Yeah.
They didn't exactly give us a month, or, you know, Disney, it's probably going to be way at the end of 2024.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Finding Nemo was supposed to open in winter of 2022. Which, I mean, technically December could be winter, but we'll get into that later because there actually is news on that too. But the point was that they will say it's coming at this time, but then it actually doesn't. So... But yeah, so late 2024 gives them a lot of wiggle room. It could be, you know, July, August, September, October, November, December. Like, there's a lot that it could come. This is for Disneyland and Disney World. They're actually both getting the retheme, and it's both coming in 2024, which makes me wonder, like, how extensive is it going to be, and when is it going to close? Like, are they going to spend the next 2 years refurbing and retheming, because it seems like they could do it in a shorter amount of time than that.
Well, if you look at the concept art, it looks like it's pretty well rethemed. There's a lot to do. There's that Mama Odie's ship that's going to be right there,
which that ship that's on
is
the
probably
top.
Going to take a lot, but not just the outside needs to be rethemed, the inside too. And there's so much work to our Splash Mountain. There's so much wrong lighting issues and so much they have to relook at and do.
The good thing is, like, the ride's already there. They're not building a ride from scratch.
Yeah.
They are just retheming. I mean, they did an entire land, Pixar Pier, in 6 months?
True.
So, 2 years, I don't know that Splash Mountain is going to be closed for 2 years. I would kind of doubt it. My guess, so they haven't announced anything, my guess is it'll probably close sometime next year, 2023. I think we'll have Splash Mountain the rest of this year. I think it might go down early 2023, maybe winter or spring. That would be my guess. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they'll close it next month. Who knows? But to me, I don't think they're going to need an entire 2 years to retheme it. But we'll see, because a lot of it already does kind of feel Bayou Swampish.
I mean,
the animatronics, I feel like, other than Brer Bear and Brer Rabbit, they're not going to change out.
I mean, kind of. It is kind of more of a wetlands kind of feature with a lot of the grassy areas and everything like that.
Yeah, and then the water you go through kind of feels like a bayou with the land on both sides of you. So to me, they already kind of have everything in place. I think what we're going to see is there'll be some theming touches that'll be changed. The music, obviously, will be changed. Maybe some lighting, maybe some new effects. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. If you've ever seen Walt Disney World's Splash Mountain, theirs actually has better effects than ours does. They have a screen where it shows the characters walking on it kind of off in the distance, it's supposed to be a backdrop. It would be cool
to see some screens in there with with other movement, not just the movement from animatronics and other things, just actual a flow of creatures and things or anything like that.
Now, a lot of people don't like screens. There are times Disney over depends on it, but I think if it's done just right, Rise of the Resistance has the perfect blend of practical effects with screens, and then Alice in Wonderland, when they did that refurb, they added some screens.
Also, Snow White, they added screens, and
Snow White
made the ride so much better.
Yeah,
it looks better.
They didn't overdo it, they did just the right touch where it enhanced the ride. That's what I would like to see in Splash Mountain. It's like what they did with Alice in Wonderland, and more recently, Snow White's Enchanted Wish.
Yeah.
That's what I hope for Splash Mountain. Like, if you're going to retheme it, which, I get why they're doing it. I personally love the theme it is now. Like, I love the songs and the music that are in it. I've never seen Song of the South, so I can't talk too much about that side of it. But
have you even seen Princess and the Frog?
I have seen Princess and the Frog. I watched it, I think, not too long after they announced it. I have seen Princess and the Frog. But I just like the theme and the music that's there now. But I do know there is a lot of great music in Princess and the Frog.
And especially a lot of Southern music, jazz music.
I do like the jazz music that they play like when you walk around New Orleans Square. So if we get kind of some of that vibe in Splash Mountain and they enhance the ride, I'm okay with it. But don't give us...
there's a lot of music from the movie. So there's there is going to be a lot of things like that. And they do have a lot of jazz and a lot of that Southern New Orleans style music. Yeah.
Just don't give us, like, a cheap reskin. Like, if Disney's going to do it, like, they need to do it hard. Like,
but everything Disney's been doing lately has been...
Yeah. I felt like Incredicoaster was kind of a cheap... But there's not a lot you can do with a roller coaster like that.
No, there's not too much you can do.
So I don't really blame them for that. There's not a lot you can do.
But you actually haven't been inside those tunnels in Incredicoaster.
I've seen videos.
See it yourself.
I've seen videos.
It is pretty awesome when you go inside.
Yeah, and there's not a lot you can do with a roller coaster like that. But I just hope that it's not like a change in name and music only. Like, I hope they enhance the ride. Like, I hope they make it better than it is now. That's my hope and ask. But what do you guys think? Like, do you have any, like, wish list things you want to see happen when the retheme happens? Do you have an idea or a guess of when it's going to close and reopen? If you guys have any thoughts on it, let us know down in the comments. We'd love to hear what you guys think about this as well.
Let's also talk name of the ride.
Oh, yeah.
The name.
What is it called? It's Tiana's...
It's Princess and the Frog. Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Right.
It's so long.
Disney's been doing that a lot lately, where the ride names are too long and they have a colon.
Oh, yes.
They have a colon. It's Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. It's Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Breakout. They've been doing that a lot with these long themed rides, and they feel like they have to throw the name of the movie in there.
I mean, I love it if it was just Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Right. We don't need the title Princess and the Frog in there.
Princess and the Frog.
Why can't it just be Mission Breakout? Like, we know it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
You can clearly see it. Why does it need to be Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run? Like, why is the name of the Star Wars land Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge? Yeah, why can't it just be Galaxy's Edge? Yeah. They overcomplicate things, and this is another example. No one's going to call it Princess and the Frog, Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
No.
It's just going to be Tiana's Bayou Adventure, or Tiana's, or Bayou Adventure, or Splash Mountain. Maybe we'll still call it Splash Mountain. I mean, to me, I feel like they could have just left it that name.
I mean, they could have, but they probably just wanted it to blend in
I know
more
they
with
needed
the
to change the name, but Splash Mountain itself has nothing really to do with Song of the South. In fact, they only named it Splash Mountain because they wanted to tie it into that 1980s movie with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah, Splash. That was actually a request by Michael Eisner that they try to tie it into the release of that movie, which is dumb 30 years later because nobody even remembers that movie.
Especially when the mountain has nothing to do with the movie.
Right, it has nothing to do with that movie Splash. That's what they should have rethemed it to. Instead of Princess and the Frog, they should have just rethemed it and had like a Tom Hanks animatronic in there.
Except nobody knows what that movie is.
I mean, I've seen it. But I've seen almost every movie, so there are a few movies I haven't seen. Splash is one I have seen, with Tom Hanks and Daryl Hannah. I'd love to see a Tom Hanks animatronic. I mean, we got a Johnny Depp one, why can't we have a Tom Hanks one? But yeah, so let us know, what you guys think down in the comments. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this as well. And then moving on to the other piece of news that has recently come out, Finding Nemo Submarines is coming back. So if you go back, way back in time, which I just did actually last night, the last video we made before Disneyland closed, before the pandemic, was focusing on the ride. We didn't go on the ride, but we covered the lagoon, and I remember talking about one of the things I was going to miss while it was closed was being able to stand there and look out over the lagoon. Didn't know that then, that we wouldn't get it reopened until over 2 years later. So the Finding Nemo lagoon ride, or the Finding Nemo submarine ride, and the lagoon itself hasn't been open or visible for over 2 years.
Is that the official name? Is just Finding Nemo submarine ride?
Yeah, it's just Finding Nemo submarines.
Oh,
That's the official name, I'm pretty sure. I think it's Finding Nemo submarine. I think it's Finding Nemo submarine voyage.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it is. But that lagoon has been walled off for 2 years. In fact, it's been dry for most of it. We would take the monorail to do our construction videos and get footage of just a dry, empty lagoon. Well, guess what? It is back, and the walls are down, and you can see that lagoon again, and the submarines going through, and the monorail going above it. So super excited just to have it back. We're going to go on it, I think, the next time. Well, no, not the next time we go, but the next time we go when it's open, because it opens, I just looked it up, July 26th, I think, right?
But the next time we go, we can check out the lagoon.
Yes.
And see how bright and gorgeous it is. They've added way more coral than what there was before.
Yeah.
And Hank.
Yes.
Hank is sitting there being annoyed, giving the side eye to the mine little seagulls.
Yeah. So Hank is there. The seagulls are back. To be honest, I don't miss walking through there and hearing the mine chatter. But I do miss seeing the lagoon. I wish there was like dining or something available over there where you could like sit by the lagoon.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they did enhance it. I think they said they added like 2,000 new pieces of coral. They repainted it all. They added Hank. I'm excited to see. I believe they said there's new effects too in the show scene.
Really?
When you go like through that tunnel. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to go back on that ride. I've always loved the submarine since I was a kid because, when you're a kid, you get to go on a submarine. It's really cool. When you get to be an adult, it's like, I remember this ride being cool as a kid, but now I'm claustrophobic and I'm an adult. And now I'm squished into the submarine with like 100 other people and it's closed in. And I've always wondered, like, what happens if we need to evacuate the ride in the middle? Like, how do we even get out of this thing? What if it springs a leak? But all that out there, I'm still excited to go see the lagoon when we go back on the 17th, see Hank, and I am excited to go back to go on the ride. I know a lot of people are shocked it even came back because I had heard many opinions across, the Disney universe saying that Finding Nemo was a dead ride, that we would never see Finding Nemo reopen, especially in the pandemic era.
Which is weird because before pandemic, that line was always crazy. It always seemed packed.
It seemed packed because it's a very slow loader. They load up 3 submarines or 2 submarines, however many they have running, and they send them out, and it's like a 15-minute ride, and nobody moves until they come back.
People are willing to wait over an hour for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, but... but there was a lot of opinion, though, that it would not be coming back, because not necessarily because of the popularity, but because of the cost. It's an expensive attraction, and the OSHA guidelines are always changing, and Disneyland is always having to refurb and update the submarines and the ride system, I believe, to account for that. So it's an expensive ride to maintain. It's a slow loader, so there's not a lot of people that it's able to take in. Like, Pirates of the Caribbean can do like 4,000 an hour. There's no way you're getting 4,000 people an hour through that ride.
Other than a submarine ride, what could you put there? It's water.
They could take out the lagoon, which I hope that they never do.
Which would cost way much more, probably.
I hope they never do.
To fill that in.
But, yeah. I want to say that they did do that at one point. I'd have to look it up to be sure. But when they closed it before, when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure they filled it in and covered it. And then they had to dig it back up when they wanted to retheme it to Finding Nemo. Correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody knows better, but I'm pretty sure I remember seeing it filled in and covered. Maybe they just had it covered with something that looked like it was filled in. They had some kind of tarp or something over it. But I thought I remember them filling it in before, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But they could if they wanted to build like some new big e-ticket attraction, but the indoor part, the tunnel, goes under the Autopia.
Oh, so they really couldn't do it
unless they're going to
there's an indoor thing that would go under the Autopia.
Or unless they're going to take out the Autopia, or unless they're going to like reroute the Autopia to keep it free. Like they'd have to like minimize it, like shrink it down, get it out of where it goes over the submarines. I doubt either of those are going to happen because that's even more expensive probably than just maintaining it. But I'm glad it's back because it is one of the most picturesque parts of Disneyland. is to see the lagoon and the Matterhorn and the submarines and the monorail and like all that, how it all ties together. It's actually something that Walt built, which to me, anything Walt built should stay untouchable. I'm okay if they upgrade and enhance it, but they shouldn't take out anything, I think, that Walt's put in, and I'm sure they have since he's been gone. There are things that they've taken out that he put in, but there's not much left, I think, that he personally did, and that's one of them. So I hope for that reason, and for the reason we get that awesome lagoon, that they never touch the Finding Nemo subs. But what do you guys think out there? Do you guys have any opinions on the submarines? Are you guys glad it's back? Are you surprised it's back? Do you wish it wasn't back? Do you wish they would make better use of that space? Let us know down in the comments about that as well. I look forward to kind of hearing other people's thoughts and opinions on this as well. And then,
did we have an official opening date?
Yeah, it's July 26th, I believe. I just looked it up. I think it's July 26th. That's coming back. So I think it's like in the middle of the week. So we probably won't see it till like August or whenever we have a reservation booked after July. So we probably won't see it till it's been open for a couple of weeks. But excited to go see it. Excited to go see the lagoon when we go next weekend. And yeah, just excited. That's glad to be back. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's it. I'm just excited to see what's going to happen with Splash Mountain and excited to see Nemo back again.
Yeah, me too. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Look for those videos because they're going to be coming soon when we're going to talk more about Splash Mountain. We're going to probably keep an eye on the construction update as that happens, although all I could really see was the outside, if they even let me see the outside of the ride. But we will bring you coverage of the lagoon and the Finding Nemo subs when that does reopen. So make sure you guys look for those videos. And then that's all we got for today. Happy 4th of July to everybody, and thank you guys for watching today.
Bye!